Okay, this is my solar project, and this is, as you can see there, the retired 24 volt solar power control box, which I had mounted on the wall. Here is the new version of that in 12 volt version, which I'll explain very briefly. Outside, we have two solar panels that are about the size of an 8-foot folding table, put together in parallel, and they produce 100 watt each at 12 volt at 5 amps. So they still produce 12 volts in parallel at 200 watts and 10 amps. From the solar panel, it comes in, I don't know if you can see that right there where that little sun is, to a power charge controller. And I know it looks like a bunch of wires that look like they're going nowhere, but each and every wire is important. And it's been set up temporarily just so that I know it works, and then I can clean it up. That is a 30 amp solar charge controller. And essentially on the left there, the red and black wire you see are the solar panels coming in. Of course, it's evening time now. The green light would indicate full charge on the right side there. Yellow light, medium charge, and red, low charge. From there, it comes down to the batteries. Obviously, it's a battery charger from the solar panels. And the battery bank would be found down here. And I know it looks like hell, but again, this is temporary just to make sure it works. And what we have is I've lined up all the batteries in parallel, meaning positive to positive, which having the two extreme batteries being the biggest at about 100 amp hour, and then 55 amp hour, and then two 35 amp hour batteries. Don't let that confuse you. That's plugged into FP&L. Has nothing to do with this system here. But all those wires, again, without one of them, it wouldn't work. And I know it doesn't look good, but it's hooked up for a reason. From the batteries, it comes back up to the charge controller, and obviously we get our battery status. From there, I've taken off those two leads you see on the right and hooked them up to a voltmeter that I can turn on or off, which tells me how much voltage is in the batteries, which is 12.4. Okay, I've got a cheat sheet here that it's kind of hard to see, but it tells me that 12.4 volts is about 75% charged. With this lighting, it's hard to see, but it tells me there 12.5 volts is 75% on the left side column, which is a 12 volt system. And that's just a little cheat sheet there. Okay, from there we go back down to the main batteries. What we've done there is hooked up two leads that draw into the power inverter. The power inverter is a 12 volt 800 watt at least 10 amps that convert the battery power into useful AC power, the kind we would get hooked up to, you know, your wall from FP&L. And over here I have this very handy device, if I can get it to stay. And what this tells us, right now I have this lamp plugged into it. So from the solar panel to the control charger to the batteries to the inverter, and from the inverter plugged in right here into this meter into the lamp. And this tells me a lot. It tells me that we're drawing 9 watts coming from the lamp at 0.2 amps. Okay, the 0.22 there. So 2 amps at about 9.4 watts. That's the consumption of this lamp. And of course I can plug in as many things as I want here, up to 10 amps and 800 watts, which would drain the batteries quickly the more obviously I put on them as a load, given that the inverter is capable of 800 watts at 10 amps. But maximizing the inverter out, given the amperage hours that I have here, which is about 300, would deplete it rapidly. I've been running this lamp for several hours today. Today was a cloudy day, and again you can see that it's 12.4 volts, and I wish that could come in a little clearer, because then again that's my little cheat sheet that it equals, you know, between 50 and 75%. I don't know if I can. Do that. You can see it there. 12 volts on the left column, 24 volts on the right column. So you can see there 12.5 is 75%. When we come down here, we verify that at 12.4. So we know we're in good shape under that consumption. And again, those are watts. And these are amps. Like I said, between 0.2 and 0.3. Now these other two little gadgets here are a lot of fun. This is the weather alert radio. You can get your national weather.
Northeast winds around 10 miles an hour. Friday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 80s. Light winds becoming northeast around 10 miles an hour. Friday night, clear. Lows in the lower 60s.
At a push of a button. The beauty about this is that it's a weather alert radio. In the event of an alert going out, it would beep like mad, and then you would hear,
Partly sunny with a 20% chance of showers.
of course you wouldn't hear a partly sunny, but whatever the forecast was. This here is an external weather station that's mounted outside, and because of the glare of the light it's hard to see, but all that tells us is the temperature. Let's see if I can turn this. It's not going to do it. Current temperature outside. Right now it's 83 degrees. Inside 73 outside. And relative humidity at the bottom, you see there at 83%. It's 8:23 in the evening. Today is 10:20. At the very top you see that. It gives us our low and high for the day and for the whole month at a push of a button. It is made by the Weather Channel. So between this unit and that unit, weather is not an issue. And again, solarly speaking, that is our system as you see it. The only thing that has not been shown here is the two solar panels outside. I hope you enjoyed the video.